Hey, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and gifted animals. It's me, Mr. B. Today, is Wednesday, April 29th. We're getting to the end of Poetry and Earth Month, but really all year long is Earth Year, and all year long can be Poetry Year too. So today we're going to spend a few minutes looking at another great book celebrating Earth Day and the environment. And then we'll read some fun poems. Some of them have something to do with nature, and some of them are just fun poems. So the book here is called Our Class is Going Green. And it says it's written and illustrated by kindergarten students of the Oak Park Elementary School in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. These kids are younger than you, and they wrote a book. That's awesome. Let's see what their ideas are for going green. And while we're doing that, let's think about some cause and effect relationships. Here's a picture of the authors, the kindergarten authors. They're all wearing green shirts. They're going green. It says, our class is going green. Doesn't mean they're turning green like in Ireland, like my shirt. It means we say going green means caring for the environment, because a lot of Earth is green. It says, no, we're not turning the color green. Our class is learning how to be kind to the Earth. To make our environment a better place, here are some of the ways we are going green. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Gotta learn to reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Because 3, it's a magic number. This kindergartner wrote, walk to school instead of riding in cars. Look at their drawings. Walk to school instead of riding in cars. Wear our clothes in layers instead of turning the thermostat up to keep warm. These are pretty good drawings for kindergartners, don't you think? So wear extra layers instead of turning up the thermostat and using more energy to heat your house. Take one napkin at lunch instead of a handful of napkins. Keep our classroom doors closed instead of letting the cold air in. Reuse old paper for class lessons and projects instead of using new paper. So reuse old paper instead of using new paper. Turn the water off after we wash our hands instead of leaving the water running while we dry our hands. So before you dry your hands, turn the water off. Wasn't it yesterday we learned they could save something like, I forget, was it like 8 gallons of water doing that? Help keep our playground clean instead of littering on the ground. Recycle our trash instead of throwing it away. So instead of throwing it away and using up the landfills, recycle it. Our class has learned how to make the world a better place. Now we are teaching everyone in our school to be green. The end. Wow. Great job, kindergartners. So now let's think, what are some of those cause and effect relationships? Let's see. So, well, first of all, the kindergartners wrote this book, and that is going to cause us to learn more about how to make the world a better place. That's a good cause and effect. So, let's see the first idea. Walking to school instead of riding in cars, that will cause us to use less gasoline to pollute our environment, our air. It'll also cause us to be healthier because walking is great exercise. So wearing more clothes in layers instead of turning up the thermostat, wow, that will help save air pollution from the smokestacks that have to, from the power plants that have to create the heat for our homes. It'll also save the earth from less oil exploration, so less pollution, less chance of accidents. That's a good cause and effect. So the wearing extra clothes can cause a lot of good things to happen. Take one napkin at lunch instead of a handful of napkins. That would cause us to use less trees because paper products like napkins, they come from trees. So if we use fewer napkins, then we don't have to cut down as many trees. That leaves cleaner air for all of us and more homes for plants and animals. Keep our classroom doors closed instead of letting the cold air in. That'll keep warmer air in the classroom, and then we don't have to turn on the heat extra high, which to warm up our room, and then we can have less air pollution, less water pollution. Reuse old paper instead of using new paper. Just like with the napkins, that'll save trees, make our air cleaner, and allow animals a place to live. Turn the water off after we wash our hands instead of leaving the water running while we dry our hands. And remember, we read about this yesterday, and it was really amazing how much water you could save. So I'm just gonna